Exploding devices and strikes in Lebanon, the conflicts in Gaza, Ukraine, and Sudan. Those crises are expected to dominate the agenda when world leaders gather in New York for the United Nations General Assembly. The first big question, is there hope of de-escalating soaring Mideast tensions and brokering a ceasefire in Gaza?
It does look like there is a very real risk of the war in the Middle East accelerating while leaders are in New York, and I think we'll be hearing a lot of calls for calm.
This is the first assembly since the deadly October 7th attack last year on Israeli civilians by Hamas, which is designated as a terrorist group by the United States and backed by Iran. Israeli retaliation in Gaza has led to more than 41,000 deaths, according to local officials. With Israeli, Palestinian, and Iranian leaders due to speak at the UN, there had been hope of making progress on a truce. But that now seems unlikely, with Israeli strikes on Lebanon and attacks on electronic devices used by Hezbollah militants, who are powerful allies of Hamas.
But the reality is that both Hamas and Israel and Hezbollah are unlikely to take instructions from the United Nations. If they listened to the United Nations calls for ceasefires, the war would have ended some time ago.
The second big question, can Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky get broad support for his peace plan to end Russia's 2.5-year full-scale invasion of his country?
Zelensky is going to be talking about the need for a just peace in Ukraine. I think he's going to be appealing for more military support. Western leaders will applaud him. Leaders from other parts of the world, like Asia and Africa, may be a little less convinced by his arguments.
Zelensky will meet U.S. President Joe Biden to present him with his so-called victory plan. Zelensky wants restrictions on U.S. weapons lifted so Ukraine can strike deeper into Russia with the aim of bringing Moscow to the negotiating table. But Russia has warned that would be crossing a red line. A third conflict will also demand the attention of world leaders at the UN, the bloody civil war in Sudan. More than 12 million people have been displaced and millions more face starvation, according to the World Health Organization. As crises and conflicts grow, world leaders at the UN face the challenge of overcoming diplomatic deadlock.